Hello dear students, now today we would move ahead in this first chapter of class 12th chemistry, that is solid state. Okay, so here we would be talking today about the unit cells and the space lattice, isn't it? Unit cell and space lattice. Now if you see, let's say your body. Okay, so your body is made up of the smallest unit of your body is known as what? Cell. We call it cell. So your body is made up of the cell. So first we have the cell, then the different cells are combining together and they are forming the tissues, isn't it? They are forming tissues. Then with the help of tissues, the body structures are made there, isn't it? So this is how we have our complete body. So but the basic unit is what? Here is the cell. We call it a cell. So similarly, in case of the solids also, we would have the smallest basic unit, that would be known as the unit cell. We would be calling it as the unit cell, isn't it? Yes. So the smallest unit, you can say, okay, the smallest unit of a solid is a unit cell. So different unit cells are combining together and they are forming a big structure, isn't it? Small units are combining together. Let's say these are the small units. Okay, these are the small units. So these small units would be combining to each other and they would be forming a big 3D structure, isn't it? These are the small units and they are combining together again and again. So they are forming a big structure. So these small units would be known as the unit cell. We would be calling it as unit cell in case of the solids. Okay, and the big 3D structure which is being formed by the combination or by the joining of these unit cell again and again. So we would have a big solid structure here, and this structure is termed as a space lattice. We are calling it as space lattice, isn't it? So we would call it as space lattice, or we can say it as a lattice structure also. Both are same. Lattice structure, whether you call it space lattice or lattice structure, or we can say it as the crystal lattice, isn't it? Crystal lattice. So this is how we can define the unit cells and the space lattice. Unit cells means the basic unit which are combining together and forming a big structure. So these basic unit, the single units, are known as the unit cells, and the big structure, which is the 3D structure which is being formed by the combination of these unit cells, we would be calling the big structure as the space lattice or lattice structure or crystal lattice, whatever the way you want to call it. Okay, now let me write it here. So this is what you have to write there, okay, about the unit cells and the space lattice. Okay, just write it down. Then after, I will be discussing about the unit cells, or the different shapes of the unit cells are there. Okay, but in your syllabus there is only one, that is known as the cubical unit cell. Okay, so let's discuss now the cubical unit cell. So now if you see, we have different shapes of the unit cell. Okay, different shapes are there. Okay, but in your syllabus which is mentioned there, that is known as the cubical unit cell. Which one? Cubical unit cell. Okay, so this is only there in your syllabus. So here the units are in the shape of cube, isn't it? And the different cubes are combining together to form the space lattice, isn't it? Now let me make a cube here. Let's say this is the cube. Let's say this is the cube, isn't it? Yes, this is the cube. Getting it or not? Now if you see, in a cube you have different components. So here in this space lattice, different cubical units are going to join with each other. These are the single unit cells in the form of the cube, so known as the cubical unit cells. Okay, so different cubical unit cells are joining with one another and they are going to form a space lattice after that, isn't it? Yes. So if you see, we have the different components of cubical unit cell. We have the different components of the cubical unit cell. What are the components? Now if you see corners, we have the corners there. How many corners are there? Can you tell me how many corners are there in case of the cubical unit cells? So we have many corners here, like one here, this is the corner, another one is here, another here, then one more here, 4, this is 5, 6, 7, and then you have the 8th one here. So this is how we have 8 corners there in case of the cubical unit cell, isn't it? Then if you see the edges means the line joining the corners. The line joining the corners. How many lines are there which are joining the corner? Like this and this corner is being joined by this one line. So this is one edge, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many? 10, 11, 12. So how many edges are there? Total 12 edges are there. Isn't it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then 12. Okay. So this is how you have the 12 edges in case of the cubical unit cell. Now if you see the faces, how many faces are there? Like this is the front face, up one, then back side one, then this, then the lower one. So this is how you would be having 6 faces there in case of cubical unit cell. These are the different components there. Now if you see the body center, where is the center of this cube? So it would be here in the middle. So you would be having only one body center of the cubical unit cell, isn't it? Yes. Now the next, if you just talk about the body diagonals. Body diagonals in case of the cubical unit cell. Body diagonals means the line joining the opposite corner, one upper and one lower, like this one and this one. If you are joining these two, you are getting a line. Getting it or not? So how many diagonals, body diagonals are there? You can imagine. Just look here. One this, another this, another this, then one more is there. So this is how you would be having 4 body diagonals in case of cubical unit cell. How 4? Means the diagonals, diagonals are the lines which are joining the opposite corners. But one up one in case of the cube, one down one, opposite one. This one and this one, 1. This one and this one, 2. This one and this one, 3. This one and that one would be the 4th one. Okay. So this is how you would have 4 body diagonals in case of the cubical unit cells. Okay. So that is all for today. Would be discussing some more topics of this chapter in the upcoming lectures. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.